Three, two, one.
Woo woo!
What's
Welcome
up,
to the
everybody?
show.
All right.
Thank you for having me on, guys.
We're going audio for the podcast. You ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome to another episode of Business Bros. Yeah, here we go on a live recording. We get to do Facebook Live. We get to do the podcast. We got a lot of energy in the room because Brian came in.
Let's go, baby!
With a lot of energy.
Wow.
I just got a tingling sensation. That was nuts. I was like, woo!
So Brian, as soon as he walked in the door, he saw me wearing this blue sweater. By the way, those of you who are just on the podcast, I'm wearing an East Lake Titan sweater because, as you all know, I teach there in the morning. And Brian walked in. He's like, "What? You're a Titan?"
Me too!
So it's a small world. We got a little bit of Chula Vista, East Chula Vista.
There it is, representing
National City. So, hey, welcome to the podcast, my brother.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here with you guys. I really appreciate the opportunity. This is amazing. This is awesome.
We always talk about how it's a small gem in National City. Right. So don't worry. I know National City has a kind of a bad rap, but when you come out here, it's nice. It's got a good view. It's relaxing. It's chilling, right?
Exactly. And like I was saying, I came through the Paradise Hill side. I was just like, I don't know where these guys are leading me to. And then they had me go up a hill. I'm like, well, all right then. Let's see where this leads up. But no. Beautiful view. Oh my goodness. Can't complain.
So let's see. Let's talk about some stuff. When did you decide that real estate was going to be the thing, at least on the mortgage side, right?
Yeah.
So when did you decide that this was going to be your thing, that this is what you were going to go full force into? Like, how'd you get into this business?
So before I tell you that story, I'm going to have to tell you this story.
We need a little bit of backstory.
Yeah, I'm going to give you the context. Oh, my phone's ringing.
Oops.
Oh,
there we go.
So what happens when that happens?
It just cuts the feed for a second.
Cool. So basically how it happened was I was doing sales door to door for about, let's say, 2 years, right? And I was just going door to door selling security, typical sales job, getting my feet wet in sales. And it was my first
home securities?
Home security,
like cameras,
like ADT, cameras, home automation, like all that good stuff. Like This was my first sales job taken into consideration. So I was out there door knocking. First door I knocked, couldn't even talk because my breath was cutting short, and I was like,
you were surprised somebody even
I was like, yo, what do I do now? I wasn't expecting this. So I did that for about a year and a half, and then, it was good. I liked it a lot. I was like, yo, I could really find myself doing sales. Like, this is awesome, but it wasn't like, yo, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. I'm going to keep knocking doors.
Yeah,
no. So then we started doing something else and started doing door knocking, but for home remodeling, decorative concrete and stuff like that. And I would just bid out the contracts to different contractors, put my price on top of it, and see where I could get the most, bang for my buck.
Dude, that's already a big skill. Like, door knocking is something, like you said, the first time you do it, you get a little intimidating, right?
It was like, holy shit, like, what do I do now? Like, literally, like,
but you didn't stop.
Oh, no. On the contrary, I cracked up. I was like, damn it, ha. And then I went on to the better. That was another thing. Gradually, I got better at it. Like I would get to say hi, and then I completely just, the next step of hi, my name is Brian.
You take it to the next level.
Trial and error. Trial and error. So then we started doing the home remodeling, and we just basically took it off from there. We did that for a couple more months, but we hit a dead end. And the funny thing, I shouldn't say funny, but how it happened was, at the moment, one of my friends passed away, and she was very close to us, and it was actually at the funeral that my mentor came. Where they were all mutual friends. We all knew each other from growing up, and they came to me and they're like, hey, Brian, you're always asking, that you want to come work with us. And when I was younger, I would always be like, yo, can I come work with you guys? Like, hopefully,
maybe one of these days they'll say yeah.
Yeah, so that day finally came. So they told me, they're like, Brian, why don't you come talk to us about your future? You're always saying that, you want to do something. So, let's just talk. All right. So I just went over the following week, and I talking to my mentor. Shout out William Flores. Thanks so much, Mortgage Hero. I was talking to him, and he asked me, hey, what are you doing? For a job. And I was like, I'm doing door to door for, concrete. I'm doing this and that. This is what we do with it. We put it down. We could put this color and we could do that, blah, 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 blah. And then he's like, oh.
His eyes lit up because you were a door knocker.
Yeah. And he's like, oh,
shit, I kind of want to do some work in my backyard. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, of course, I can come measure everything tomorrow. Sure enough, I did. I came the next day, measured and everything. But before that, he told me, he asked me with a question that really, really, really made me think. Mm-hmm. And he asked me, he's like, do you want to do this for the rest of your life?
It's funny, huh? You're young, you're out there, you're hustling, right? You're making some money.
Yeah.
And then somebody drops one of those damn questions on you, like future questions.
Yo, I was just like, like, what? Like, I wasn't even, wait, what?
Wait, the rest of your life? I was talking about tomorrow. What do you mean
like,
the rest
I'm
of your
living
life?
right now. So, I mean, I kind of like, I didn't know how to respond to it. And then he followed it. I was like, no, because obviously that's not what I want to do. I just never really thought about it in that depth. So then he asked me, he's like, okay, well, why are you so passionate about it? And then another one just like, was like, right hook, left hook. I was like,
You had like one of those mind blow moments.
yeah, it was literally that emoji that like,
Yeah.
that's definitely how it was. And I was just like, okay. I'm like, you know what? That's the type of person I am. Anything that I do, I'm going to go full force because I just believe in it. Or if I believe in it, then I have the passion for it, you know? So that's just how I am. I'm a passionate person. So then he just offered me the opportunity to start coming into his office. And by that time, when I started coming, this was about October 2017, right? And at that moment, I had just started another business venture with another buddy, and we were doing business to business for commercial cleaning. So we would sell you the commercial cleaning service, and that's what we were doing. And I would come in the mornings to his office, just bullshit, try to see what I could learn, but it was all just Chinese, like when they were just talking PMI, mortgage insurance, principal and interest. I was like, yo, what's going on here?
It's a different language, huh? You literally have to learn a new language if you're going to get into real estate. It's a new lexicon, for sure.
Definitely. All these different like verbiage, I was just like, yo, like, what does this mean?
Yeah.
But sure enough, I would just keep coming in, and I really liked the fact that I got to talk to people, and I was able to, help people, not in a sense that like, hey, like I'm going to make your life better, but in a sense that, hey, you need to know this information in a way that you're going to understand it, because I couldn't understand it at the beginning.
You had to make it your own, right?
So like I was like, yo, like I could really like put this in a fourth grade, in a fourth grade way where everybody could understand. And that's where I really liked that. Growing up, I always thought I wanted to do something with who I was, my personality, my character, and it worked out perfect because I'm in the people business.
Yeah.
So I went full force. I stopped doing anything else that I was doing. Started coming in. I wasn't making any money, so for about a year.
It took about a year then.
So about a year, yeah. I was just, getting there, learning, just trying to like, learn as much as I can. Studying for my test while I was going in, so I was literally just, put all my hopes and wishes into this one thing that I hope it was going to do good.
Which is like kind of what you've already been doing anyway, right? It's like you said, every time you jumped into something, you jumped in full force.
Yes, that's just, if I'm going to go do it, I'm going to do it 100%. No half-assing, no plan B, because if you have a plan B, then you already don't believe in plan A.
Right.
So that's how I did it. And excuse my language, balls to the wall. Yeah.
No, dude, that's good though. I mean, there's a lot of people, including myself, that I teach, so I don't necessarily need any of the other income. Right. I mean, just between the salaries that my wife and I make, we could live a comfortable life, and I'd be good, comfortable, right?
Definitely.
But it's not where I want to be, right? Mm-hmm. There's always something else that's driving me.
Yeah.
And so for me, business has always been like a scoreboard.
Mm-hmm.
If I could put numbers up, I'm starting to win. And then I try to beat that number, and I try to beat that number, and it's just fun at that point, right?
It's like an addiction.
It's an addiction. But I do get blocked because I don't put 100% effort into whatever it is that side hustle, because I teach kids in the morning, because I do those things. So and I kind of have to weigh my options, right? Now I do business, and I've been in business probably since, I want to say, like 19 years old. Right. So I don't know, was that 17 years? Holy crap, it's been a long time. And
you're still young.
Right. I know, it's just time flies. But so much knowledge from just doing all these different ventures, from helping out all these different people, from doing all these different things. I mean, it's made a huge difference in now when I mentor somebody, when I coach somebody.
Right.
It's cool because I can talk about the entertainment industry, or we can talk about home industry, or we can talk about accounting or taxes, whatever. Yes. It's just opened up so many doors.
Right.
But every time I talk to people who are successful in their realm, they've jumped in head first, and they're 100% in.
Yeah, that's how you got to do it. I mean, if you have any doubt, I feel like that's when
starts eating away, and those doubts are like a compounding factor, right? So that's just gonna compound until you're like, yo, I can't do this. You psych yourself out, and you're back to doing whatever you were doing, bullshitting.
You go back to your plan B.
Yeah, you go back to what's comfortable.
Right.
So that's basically it. I just dove at it. I was just not gonna look back. If I thought twice, and I was gonna psych myself out, and I was just like, you know what, let's just do it.
All right, so you've done a lot of sales. So going into this industry as a mortgages,
right?
It is definitely a sales job. You still have to get in front of people.
Oh, of course,
you
definitely.
still have to door knock. You still have to pick up the phone. You have to do all these different things. But luckily for you, you've come in with that experience. Like you actually, it sounds like you actually like knocking on doors.
Oh, I loved it. I had like 30 seconds to convince you that you needed this peace of mind in your house, that it was going to cost you about $2,000, but we were going to hook you up with some free stuff. But that's basically it. And I was just like, do I really want to sell you this? I wouldn't buy this myself. Like yeah. So I was just like, just like it got me started. But it's just like I really like that sales, that like opening the door. Hey, how's it going? Like I don't know you, you don't know me, we don't know where this is going. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna build this trust, and you're gonna trust me.
And what's funny is you being that you've come from that industry, it kind of explains the energy that you have, right? Because you're right. You have 30 seconds. You have first impression, and that's it.
That's it.
There's nothing else after that. When the door closes, you can laugh at yourself and you can fix. You can giggle or whatever, but it's on you.
Yeah,
you didn't close that deal. You didn't even get an opportunity.
Yeah.
Right. So taking that, basically, it's a small little elevator pitch. That small window of, we need to understand that this is the value I'm bringing. This is something that's interested in. Are you interested in it? Let's do this.
Yeah.
Like it's really like snap quick.
That's how it was. It was actually funny because this one time we went in and I had this lady and I was talking to her, and she signed right away. And after she started looking up the company wasn't like the best. It came from over from New York, and they were just really bad online. So they just had no online presence. She sent out an email like, hey, I just saw the company. I don't really, like the company, but you guys have really good salesmen. They're very professional, and he sold me, I guess. She's like, it was my fault for not, doing a little bit of research. Yeah, but hands off to that salesman. He was really good.
But that's a kudos to you.
And that was exactly that basically was the reward. I didn't get the sale, but I was like, yo, I'm doing something right.
Yeah. I'm presenting myself in the way it's supposed to be presented.
Exactly.
And so it goes back to my point where you have this energy. There's something about you when you walk in the door, you're like, what's up? You know what I mean? You have that smile on your face and you're ready to rock and roll. And I think that is going to translate really, really well, and has been translated really well for you in the mortgage industry.
Oh, by far. Yeah. I've just taken everything that I've learned, accumulated over the years, and basically just been able to channel it into my energy, what I call. And everybody's asking Brian, why do you have so much energy? Where do you get all this energy from? I'm like, yo, easily tapping into my energy. And it's the energy is where I get my energy from.
I like that.
Yeah. And it's basically just taking pride in everything that I've learned, all my losses, every struggle that I had, and just really owning them and saying, yo, if I didn't go through all these little steps, all these little sales jobs, every little experience I had, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing right now.
Right, at the level that you're doing right now.
Exactly.
Because you probably still could have got to where you are, but it wouldn't have been a year. It would have been maybe 2 years.
Yeah, no, definitely. I am a firm believer that the door knocking was basically my school of sales. That's where I learned my skills.
100%.
That, hands down. If you're a door knocker out there, keep doing your thing, because ultimately that's going to lead you to having the confidence more than anything.
Oh, yeah. 100%. For sure. For sure. And it's one of those things that we try to in our coaching program, we try to do a lot of different things that are practical and tactical, right? Right. But the things that are practical and tactical, people don't necessarily want to do. Nobody wants to door knock. Nobody wants to pick up the phone.
Exactly.
But those are the things that actually turn into dollars. Those are money-making activities. Those are putting you in front of clients with the opportunity for them to say no to you.
No, exactly.
Right? If you're not hearing no, you're not doing your job.
Exactly.
And that's what door knocking is. And every time, they're like, I don't know what to say. Yeah, that's true. But you're going to get better at it. You're going to try to make sure. Your job is to keep that conversation going as long as you possibly can, and setting an appointment.
Yep, that's it.
That's it.
And the funny thing is that phone calling and door knocking is free $99. So literally, if you're not doing it, oh man, you're missing out a lot of money, and you're just there's no money involved in it. So you can literally do it for free and generate leads for free.
You hear that? Brian is telling you, don't door knock so you can leave more doors for him.
Yeah, leave them all. I'll go get them all. For me, hey.
It don't matter, right?
It don't matter. I'll knock the doors all day. And just in general, make connections with people. That's my thing. Like, I don't open up sales. I open up relationships.
Right.
So what I mean by that is OPP, what a little message I've told myself, other people's people. You don't know who they know that might help you grow or gain, or they might take you to the next level. So by doing right by the person that you're working for or you have in front of you, that's
it.
That's what you need to nurture and take care of, because you don't know who they know that might take you to the next level.
Number one rule in business, right? Be of service to others.
Be of service to others. It's that simple. Like, I don't even know how easier to explain it.
It's funny because the difficult things are really that simple.
Exactly.
It's just our own egos, our own fear that stop us from achieving.
Oh yeah,
but
for
we all
sure.
know that's how it works.
For sure.
That's how it works.
For sure.
So,
for sure.
What do you do when you what kind of information are you trying to gather when you're knocking on a door?
So when I knock on a door, it's basically a lot of body language, a lot of facial expressions I look at, and that's basically how I read the person, right? So you could tell by the people's facial expression if they're rocking with you, or you could tell if they're not feeling you, right? Because they'll throw in like weird face, like what? Like, this guy, like, what's full of shit? But basically those little cues, and the more that they open up to you is the more that I get closer to the door, right? So meaning that I'm more closer to you.
Like physically closer.
Physically closer,
so
right?
you start off pretty.
So I start off like,
back.
I'll start further back and work my way in as they let me get in. Right? So then the more that they let me in, I come in closer. But then when they retract, then I come back myself.
Yeah.
So it's
your conversation parallels your body.
That's exactly. You have to meet them at a meeting point, because you're
you get too close. You're gonna be uncomfortable.
You get too close, you might get the police called on you. So luckily, it never happened to me. But yeah, that's one of the skills I use. Basically, like just door knocking, reading the body language, reading their tonality, matching and mirroring, basically, and just ultimately asking for the sale at the right moment. And the right moment will be presented to you when you ask the right questions.
What kind of questions do you normally ask?
So, I mean, for mortgages, it's different. I haven't really door knocked for mortgages as much as I did anymore. Like when I did for when
you were doing door
for security. But basically, it would be just gather as much as information as I can. So, like, what is it that you do? What type of security you're looking for? What type of security you already have? Do you even have any security? And just basically let them know what is going around their area. Like, did you know that there was a crime here, breaking and entering here, robbery here? And people don't know that. They don't know that just in their own backyard there was a whole bunch of crime. And our company gives access to the crimes that were going on around the neighborhood, and that's where we go target those neighborhoods.
Yeah, that way they know it's in
and
your
it was
backyard.
Information that like I could be like, yo, so check it out. This is it right here. Like,
Yeah,
like,
you have a page with you.
Exactly, and they're like, oh, whoa, I did not know that. Like, shoot, well, that's actually why my company sent me over, because
exactly.
Get into my pitch.
Yeah, there you go, and that's the open door.
Yeah, but as far as mortgages, I just been really ramping it up on social media and videos, and more videos.
So tell me about those videos. What are you targeting exactly?
So with the videos, it's not like I target something. It's just documenting what I do every day. I feel like a lot of people get lost in trying to create content when content itself could just be you documenting your day, doing what you're doing. Because ultimately, I don't strive to sell through my social media or sell, a product through, my videos and stuff like that. But rather, I try to sell myself. Because ultimately, like we talked about,
if you're going to work with somebody, you're going to work with somebody you like.
Exactly, right? And I don't have to be telling you what I'm doing, what I do, because you see it. I show it. I document it, So my thing is, like, I will show you the professional I am once you're actually in my office or on the phone. But other than that, I'm trying to show who I am, I'm trying to give out my energy. I'm trying to just, basically like just diversify myself and not just be one-sided where I'm just my business only. And then they're like, yo,
that's boring, dude. I don't want to see that.
Freak this guy, he's just showing me mortgages, statistics, rates. No, that's no. Yeah. You can go to the internet and find plenty of that. What I try to deliver is just, honestly, my energy. I try to transmit my energy through the videos and just help people get out of their way to be able for them to go and do what they want. Because a lot of people have ideas, but they don't have that confidence, that energy to go out and execute it. So one of my biggest things is this world doesn't need any more ideas. It just doesn't. We need execution.
It's true.
It's very true. Yeah.
I mean, we tell people all the time, look, you want, and everybody who's come on the program who's
Right.
been successful, they all say the same thing: find a mentor, find a coach.
Oh, by far,
and,
definitely.
and just follow the process. Do what you're told to do, and just continue to do it, and do it every day. Do it relentlessly, and you'll get there.
Amen. You just gotta trust that process. And it's funny that you say that because, like, at this point in my career life, like, I'm just basically trusting the process and just going straight with it, and it works. Like, it just, like, things just happen, like, simultaneously. You start attracting the things that you want to attract, all because you believe.
Right.
And it just starts from there.
Well, I'll push one further because I always have a hard time when they're like, oh, you have the right, because he's the business bro over here. He's a lot about mindset, right?
Oh,
And getting your
I'm big on
right.
mindset. Big
And for
big on
me,
mindset.
I'm like, okay, mindset's cool, but you need action.
Oh, yeah.
If you have no action, you could be the best mindset in the world. It ain't gonna get you anywhere.
Yeah, you can think
need
all
to-
you want.
They have to go hand in hand,
Oh,
right?
for
You
sure,
have to have
for
the
sure.
energy and take the action. You have to have
Definitely.
the mindset and take step number 1 and then
Right.
step number 2. And you got to be consistent.
Of course.
Because without that, I mean, neither one is gonna help without the other.
Everything's hand in hand. Consistency, staying on top of what you got to do, just taking action after you implemented a plan or, came up with a plan. Because if not, you're just going to have a whole bunch of plans sitting in your Google Docs or Word docs. You're like, when should I do this? Maybe I shouldn't. And that's it. You're just going to hesitate and you're never going to do anything because you block yourself, and it goes back to that mindset.
Right.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, we talk about that all the time, and he's always telling me how, look, dude, if we coach our agents, we have an insurance company, we coach
Right.
a lot of agents, so we coach our agents. Look, you might have gone through a day where you get a lot of no's, or you might have gone through a day where you're getting people yelling at you.
Yeah.
It just happens, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes, and it's stressing you out. So if you get in that situation, sometimes you do got to step back. Clear your mind, take a 10-minute, 15-minute motivation break, watch a movie real quick,
Right.
watch an episode of something, unplug from that negativity, recharge your battery, and then get back into it.
Yeah, definitely. It's all about, there's some days, and you wouldn't believe it, I have to take days to myself where I'm just like,
What? Where you run out of energy?
it's not that I run out of energy. I mean, it's just that you need a day to refuel.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And it's just, it's natural. I'm a human, obviously. I
So
wish
far as we know,
yeah.
right? You do got a lot of energy, so I don't know.
Right. That's what I like to tell people. I'm a human, right? No, but yeah, it's just, you just got to recharge and get back out there. It's normal. A lot of people think like, oh, I missed a day. Like, no, like if you really need to take a day, like take a day. It's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. The next day, your business is still going to be there. Like, it's going to be all right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no.
So okay, so if I wanted to start getting out there and putting out video, like people are always like, well, what camera do I use? Like what video editing software do I use? What, all these different things. So what are you doing that's because I imagine documenting stuff kind of gets, either difficult or you're just making a routine out of it.
Yeah, it goes with the routine. And when people say, like, I don't know what to use, I don't know what to do, like, how do I do it? Man, that's all just excuses. That's all just, front end so that you don't have to get in front of the camera.
Yeah, that's true.
It really is.
That's
Like,
true.
when I started doing videos, I didn't put any editing, any nothing. I just raw selfie videoed it like that and just put it out there. I wouldn't even see it twice because then I'd cringe and probably not post it.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem, right?
Yeah, right? And that's where a lot of people get lost because they feel like, oh, no, like,
It's not perfect.
It's not perfect. Glad you said that.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be right.
It just needs to be done.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And
Perfect. I think it's a Ryan Holiday. Ego is the enemy. I think he says perfect is the enemy of done.
Yeah, definitely. For sure. Because you lose track trying to make it perfect, but then again, you realize nothing is perfect.
No, you're never gonna be perfect.
Never. So you're going to be literally never doing anything if you're striving for perfection.
So what else do you do? Okay, so you got the selfie, and then what?
So I do the selfie video, and in the videos, I just literally just put whatever I want, like my energy, if I'm just doing something throughout the day, if I want to say a little motivational quote. And then I use a lot of different software. So I use Rush Premiere, which basically I'm able to cut, put filters on it, do transitions. And then once I get it all cut, all perfect and everything, and I've got a finished product, then I'm going to go bounce it over to InShot. InShot's going to let me put music, let me put different effects, different transitions, different colors, backgrounds, a whole bunch of different cool stuff. And then if I want to take it to another level, then I start using Spark, Adobe Spark, then Video Leap and stuff like that. And that's when you get creative. And that's took me a while to get there, guys. I still don't have the patience to do it. But my thing is, I don't want to have the best videos out there. I'm not looking to have the most, how do I say, effects or make it look cool. My biggest thing is just delivering the content and my words making sure they resonate in you and that you're actually listening to them. Because if they're not listening to your words, then what's the purpose of your video?
Yeah, hey, why?
Yeah. You know? And where I'd like to, like, you know, just like say that I see this a lot all over the industry, and it really just makes me cringe, is there's no energy.
the video's just like, hey, what's up,
welcome
guys?
to my house. This is it. 4 bedrooms. I'm like, yo, what? You're a salesman. You're supposed to give me energy. You're supposed to hype me up. Why do I want to buy this? Like, influence me to buy this.
Just
like,
be yourself, right?
Yes, exactly. Biggest thing, authenticity. Just don't try to be someone you're not, because you're gonna fail.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure you're gonna fail.
When you try to pretend, it shows.
Oh yeah, for sure. And that's gonna leave a bad taste in people's mouth. They're gonna think this guy's a fake, you know. And then, you know, if you're someone else on your videos, but then you meet someone else in person and
they're
you're
not
not
the same?
congruent, like, yo, automatically you just got catfished.
By yourself.
By yourself. Like, you just catfished yourself. Like, yo, what?
I haven't used that line in a long time. That's funny. You got catfished by yourself.
Literally. And what I strive for is just to be congruent with who I am in my video and who I am as a person, because
your videos, your social media is the first line of defense nowadays for people to get to know you. And it's just, that's how it is. Like, you know, maybe a couple years back it wasn't like that, and we're still just meeting people face to face. But now, before you meet someone or you do business with anybody, what's the first thing you do? You go do your research on them.
Stuff,
for sure. They already know who you are before they even decided to work with you.
Yeah, well, that's how I do my research for the show. Right?
Yeah, no, by far.
That's how I get to know you ahead of time.
Yeah.
I know what business you're in. I know who you work for.
You know my social security. You know my blood type.
Don't tell them I know all that. No, but I do that all the time. Employers do that all the time. So what makes you think that clients aren't going to do that?
No,
right?
definitely.
And you're in a service business. Like, you have to get along with the person that you're going to work with.
Oh, for sure.
You better believe you're
For
getting
sure.
Facebook stocked or Instagram stocked.
Yeah, so you got to make sure that you leave them off with a good taste in their mouth, and make sure that you're you in your videos and in your social media, because if not, you're going to have a hard time trying to flip the script on that one. You know, they're going to look at you one way, but like, I thought you were this guy, but really you're like this guy.
Yeah. And you're wondering why they're not going to call you back.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
Because then, like, I mean, it just gives off, like I said, a bad taste in your mouth. Like, if you're already, like, not who you are in videos, like, what does that have to say about who you are in business?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, you know, you just maybe not even
Trustworthy, you know, if you can't just show who you really are. You know, a lot of people get, like I said, psyched out because they're not confident, sounding right, you know, like stuttering. But then I tell them, I'm like, yo, like, you know, people would rather have you stutter, have you just, like, not even mess up, or just haven't been you. Because if you sound like you're reading off a script and you sound robotic, then, like, yo, like, that's kind of weird. Like, I don't want to, like, work with a robot.
Yeah.
You're almost too perfect. Like, that's weird.
It's funny you say that because you know who Mike Cuevas is, right? He's a real estate marketing dude.
Oh,
okay, so he has a podcast. He does a lot of different video type stuff that he puts out there, and that's one of his things. He's like, man, you just gotta learn to tell a story.
Oh yeah,
stories are what's gonna get you across to the person, right? Gabe was on our show and he said, you know, facts tell, stories sell.
Yeah,
and that's really what it comes down to. You want to be authentic with somebody, you better have good stories. And Facebook and Instagram, those are your stories.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely.
Mike, I was listening to one of Mike's podcasts, and he was saying, man, that's why, you know, everything we do in life as humans is all story based.
Right.
That's why Instagram and Facebook and everything is, all these social medias are so successful, because there's nothing but everybody's story. So when you go out and create your videos, when you go out and create your content, just keep telling your story.
Yeah, and that's what people, you know, get lost in, trying to tell other story, trying to tell a story that's not who they really are. Like, don't be afraid to share your L's. Don't be afraid to show your adversities. Don't be afraid to share what you're doing. Like, all that counts as to who you are. It's building your character. It's telling your story, and that's exactly what social media is for. Telling your story.
That's all it is, right? I mean, you literally can put it on your story.
Literally, like, hey, check my story out.
No, that's definitely some great help, dude. What's any advice you'd give to any new coming, like, you know, you obviously had the transition of sales.
Yeah.
What would you give advice to some new loan officer or some new real estate agent coming into the industry that they've never done any of that? They've never knocked on a door. They never picked up a phone. They just, you know, they're thinking, okay, well, I'm going to come in this industry because the commissions are fat.
Right.
What would you tell them?
Right off the bat,
If you're coming in because the commissions are fat, like, go pack your stuff and go home. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'd say honestly, really think about it, because in social media, a lot of people give the perception that that real estate mortgage industry is very easy, and they only post the wins. Hey, the house to my clients. Hey, opening escrow. That's the only stuff you show. But what they don't show is all the dirt, all the hard work, all the late nights, all the dealing with people's crap, all the all the stuff that really goes into it that you do in the back end, so that you're able to post those cool pictures and videos.
So it kind of reminds me of like a photograph book, right?
Yeah,
like
definitely.
Back in the day, okay, before we had Facebook, Instagram, but you used to have like photo albums, right?
Right.
And the photo albums are almost always smile, 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 smile.
Yeah.
But what you didn't catch on camera was all the crying, the tears, the fights in between those smiles.
For sure.
And that's kind of how I see, like what we're seeing here, right?
Yeah.
Is you're right. Everybody posts the just closed, just sold. Look at those commission checks. Sold another home. All these good things, but what you're missing that background. You're missing the struggle, the fight, the tears, the
hard work,
the late nights, dude, the grind.
Do I want to quit? No.
The reason why you need to unplug every once in a while, right?
Exactly, and that's all goes full circle. It's like you got to be able to take all that if you're really going to jump into this, because it's not easy. It definitely isn't, and that's why not a lot of people succeed, or they don't stay in the industry for that long. You really have to have a strong mindset and be willing to take some L's, take some rejections, because it's a cold world out there. And everybody's trying to get that same deal that you are. So, I mean, it's very impacted. But other than that, I'd say really do your research on who and what team you want to join, because ultimately the team that you surround yourself with is who's going to give you that environment to grow. So if you put yourself in a team where you don't see yourself growing, then I'd say cut the plug and go somewhere else. You got to put yourself in an environment where you're comfortable, you trust in the people that are guiding you, because that's what's going to help you catapult your business to the next level and get you to, where you want to be.
So see, listeners out there, Facebook viewers out there, same type of thing. If you're a real estate agent out there and you're doing it on your own and you've been doing it for a while and you haven't achieved the level that you want to achieve yet, that's why finding a mentor or finding a coach is so vitally important.
Yeah,
right. That's what's going to take you to the next level. That's what's going to take you from closing 5 or 6 deals a year to turning it into 18, 20, 30 deals a year.
Exactly.
And if you really want to get out there and do that, you need to find that support. You need to find that mentor. You need to find that coach. Agreed?
Definitely. I agree. I honestly, I have my mentor and I have a coach. So I'm like, yo, this is the coolest thing I've ever gone through, because, you just take it back to sports. Let's talk in sports terms, right? So a coach is always going to bring out the best in a player. Mm-hmm. So if you don't have a good coach, your team isn't going to be good. And you see it all over sports, Yep. That's why coaches get fired all the time, because what they're teaching their team isn't good enough to win.
Right.
So it's very important that you get coached by the right people, because the right people will bring out the best in you.
Right. So just throwing it out there. You need coaching. Let me know. I'll put you in contact with some people. By the way, we're here towards the end of the show.
Okay.
Right. So, go ahead and address our Facebook people, address the video, and let them know, how do they get in contact with you, Brian? What if somebody has no energy or has energy and wants to get in contact with you to work with you?
Perfect. So if you guys want to get in contact with me, please reach out to me on all my social medias. I mean, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, but Instagram and Twitter is the most ones that I'm on. So Brian Landeros on Facebook, and you'll see me with the Mortgage Heroes and all that good stuff there. And on Instagram, it's Brian Landeros _. And honestly, just from the beginning, you'll be able to see my videos. And if it's something that you like and you want in your life, I can help you get that energy in your life. It's not hey, I don't have that. Oh, we all have it. You just got to unlock it. Like I said, we got to tap into our energy.
We got to our energy.
I'm going to
You mind if I use that?
Oh, man, take it.
All right, cool.
Take it.
Because I'm going to, over time, I know I'm going to forget who exactly said it.
I'll remind you.
Always remind me. Anytime you hear me, be like, "That's my line right there." I want to hear that.
Yeah,
right, cool.
And it's just a little thing that I just made to myself, little pattern. You get your energy from your energy, which is who you are inside, your character, your losses, your insecurities, your wins, everything. You bundle all that up. You take a sense of pride and ownership in it, and man, here comes the energy, baby.
Awesome. Okay, well, I need another candidate to be on the podcast.
Oh, I was already thinking about it all day.
All right.
Since the beginning.
Who's it going to be?
His name's Andy Cruz.
Andy Cruz.
He's the man. He's actually one of my coaches.
All right.
Yeah, this guy, he's the truth. You know what? He's just goes quote unquote by the nerd. And he owns it. So definitely shout him out and have him on here, because he is just
phenomenal.
A brain. And
He's bald, so I nicknamed him Professor X.
Professor
X.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I'll have that bald connection with him. Cool.
Woo!
So when this episode does post, make sure you tag him on there. Tell him, hey,
Of course.
you got tagged, son. You're next.
You're next. Yep. You're done, Andy. Yeah.
All right, cool. And again, thanks for coming on the show. Thanks for sharing that energy with us and telling us everything about what was going on and what's working and what's hot and what's not out there.
Yep. My
'Cause,
pleasure.
I think people need to hear that. Right?
No, by far. Thank you for having me.
Of course, man. And if you guys ever need anything, you need help figuring out coaching, you need help figuring out anything, you need to reach out to me, Hernan at csfirst.com, or you need insurance stuff, James at csfirst.com. You can follow us on our social media feeds at Business Bros Pod. That's all we got for you guys today. Peace. Later.
Bye.
And I'm out. All right, Facebook. We
Yo,
love you.
Facebook later.
Thanks for being on the show. Super appreciate it.